Hmm. Yeah. Oops. Hmm. Uh, ah. Perfection. Hey guys, what is up? This is Matthew Davis, me once again. Welcome back to another movie review, aka After I Saw. This time it is going to be on The Conjuring. The devil made me do it! I just... yeah. Now anyways, this is the third installment in the Conjuring trilogy, and is the 8th film in the Conjuring universe. In this film, the Warrens investigate the famous Devil Made Me Do It case, where a young man gets possessed after a possession of a young boy is lifted and causes him to do bad things. And of course, lawsuits are filed for him, and nobody really believes that he is possessed, so the Warrens try to dive in deeper to see if he really truly is possessed and the devil really is making him do all these bad stuff. Now, I love the first two Conjuring movies. The first one is the first R-rated movie I ever saw in the theater. One day my dad showed me the trailer to this movie and was like, you want to go see it? At first I was like, it might be too much for me. Then 5 minutes later, I went screw it, and we saw it. It was such a great experience, and yeah, the first film is very special to me. It's truly what got me into the horror genre. The second film I thought was almost as good as the first, and when it comes to the whole Conjuring universe, I still think the first Annabelle is the worst one. The sequels to that I think were much better, and The Nun and La Llorona I thought were mediocre at best. I was really worried about this film given how James Wan wasn't going to be directing it. It was going to be from the same guy that directed La Llorona, and that really had me a bit nervous, but I gotta say, this was much better than that film. This movie really wasn't that bad in my opinion. What truly made this movie work was Patrick Wilson and Vera Farmiga as Ed and Lorraine Warren. They are terrific once again in all these movies. And they would have easily been the best parts if they were in the first Annabelle, but they weren't. At least I've only saw the movie once. Like I remember, like there was like something that happens like during the final act. Like I know they were in Annabelle Comes Home, but it's been 7 years since I saw that movie, so I can't entirely remember. But yeah. But anyways, just seeing them on the screen in these movies, their chemistry together is truly what makes these films work. Also, the scares I thought were a bit effective, which is one thing James Wan really nailed in the first two movies, is his use of jump scares. They work so well, they aren't false. And here, some of the director's uses of them aren't as creative. A couple of them are false, but they can be scary when they are used at the right time. Also, the characters, I didn't really care for them as much as I did for the characters in the first two movies. I mean, yes, these people are supposed to be based off real-life people, but, I mean, the Warrens' relationship in this movie, like, I'm judging them as characters in the movie, not people in real life, obviously. I mean, the Warrens' relationship with them isn't as strong in this movie as they were in, yeah, you know, the first two ones, but that's because the guy's possessed. I understand why. Because, yeah. Now, I will say, I really enjoyed the first half of the movie. The very first act, like the first 3 minutes. I thought it was tense, and it truly had me on the edge of my seat. And it's truly what made this film R-rated. I mean, the first two movies were R-rated for being scary, pretty much. But this one has a lot more blood, and definitely has a reason to be rated R, though. But, hey, because it's bloody, that doesn't really mean it's better. But, it's entertaining for the most part. Though the final act I didn't really find to be as tense or entertaining as the final acts in, again, the first two movies. But, yeah, I know I'm comparing this film a lot to the first two movies, but it's just something I can't really help. But in the end, this is definitely the weakest in the Conjuring trilogy, but it does get some things right. It can be entertaining for some good horror fun. Patrick Wilson and Vera Farmiga are just as good as they were in the first two movies, though the direction and some of the scares didn't entirely work that much. I can't really say this that I had a bad time with this one. In fact, it was pretty much the exact opposite. It can't top the first two films, but it certainly isn't the worst thing ever. I'm going to give Conjuring, Devil Made Me Do It, 3.5 out of 5. It might not be A Quiet Place Part 2 in terms of fantastic horror sequels that recently came out, but it's a solid one at best. I recommend giving this a one-time watch, but if you were to watch the trilogy, then hey, you could watch the entire trilogy. But yeah. Now, in terms of the whole Conjuring universe thing, I think I know how I'd rank them. This is how I'd rank all 8 of the movies. So yeah, it's pretty reasonable enough. Yeah. Let me know in the comments below what your ranking is if you saw all these movies. But yeah. Now, thank you guys so much for watching. This Thursday, I'm going to be seeing In the Heights. I'm really looking forward to seeing that film. I might have a review for it either Friday or Saturday, give or take, because of work. Yeah, still working. But yeah, anyways, thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys later. Ward out.